Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
Really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
It is episode 202 of Weather Weekly. Good to be with you here, meteorologist Marcus Bailey from Wish TV in Indianapolis, Indiana, on the back half of the month of November. So we're just kind of flying along here. Many of you coming to the podcast, and I always appreciate the listeners. Just getting the day-by-day forecast here, but you probably have a little bit more of an interest. There's been a lot of buzz on what's going to be happening later this week. And if you aren't made aware, it is going to get colder. It's going to feel like winter, right? It's been so mild the last several days, several weeks. But we kind of flipped the switch here, and it could come along with a little bit of wintry precipitation here as we get later on into the week. But I tell you, we got to get through some really mild days and a little bit of wet weather before we flip that switch. So it is a busy forecast. We will talk all about that in the week ahead for November 18th, 2024. That's next on Weather Weekly. All right, it is the week ahead for November 18th, 2024. Let's go ahead and get started here. We will begin with Monday, the 18th. A lot of the day, relatively quiet. We do have a little boundary that's going to be kind of moving through here through the day. Could provide us scattered showers. But look, I think the winds are going to be relatively light. I think we're mostly cloudy through the day. And we're going to be mild. 64 for your high. And keep in mind here, our average high for this part of November is around 50 degrees. I mean, we're getting real close to the part of November where our high should be in the 40s. So it does go to show how mild we have been. We'll continue chances of showers on Tuesday. That would likely be in the morning hours. And from what I can tell, the timing, sometimes it's down to the last minute if this thing speeds up or slows down, but you're going to have a little boundary that's going to kind of move through. And Tuesday morning, there's going to be probably before daybreak is what we're looking at. All right. You'll wake up to overnight lows, probably into the mid-50s, so very mild Monday night into Tuesday. Some of these showers kind of hanging around. I think our rain chances may stick around for the mid-morning hours, but certainly by lunchtime, I think we're going to dry out. It does get a little more windy. I won't call it super windy, but it's noticeable. Highs into the mid-60s on Tuesday. Wind gusts could be between 20 and 25 miles per hour. Now, Tuesday night's going to be dry, partly cloudy skies, lows into the lower 40s. We'll see another chance of scattered showers moving in on Wednesday. It is going to be breezy. And this is when we're going to start to get some of the cooler temperatures punching in. All right. So you will see on if you watch, our newscasts, or if you follow me on social media, you will see on the 7-day forecast that Wednesday's high will be around 51. That's going to be a very early morning high temperature. We're going to have a big punch of colder temperatures coming in, and that's going to allow those temperatures to drop rapidly through our Wednesday. There will be some scattered rain chances, mainly in the afternoon, and gusty winds up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour. So it's going to feel quite raw, I think, on Wednesday. There is a chance that we could have some light rain showers then Wednesday night, and we're going to turn cold enough that you could get a little snow mixing in. I do not see at a point right now that we get accumulation, okay? Now, I'm obviously recording this very early on in the week. And so we're still talking a few days out. But at this point, not seeing anything significant. For those of you that have been with the podcast, you know the drill. If we do see some changes, I will do a special podcast update where I'll focus on any changes that we have. But I do think it's going to be cold enough that we could have a little bit of snow. Now, again, that said, could there be some slick spots? Sure. And any even just light snow is going to be Rough on the morning drive. The first one is always bad. Always. I've grown up in Indiana. It is always bad. And now I cover traffic and weather, on daybreak. So I see the effects of that. We'll be down to a low of 32 Wednesday night. Thursday, kind of the same thing. It's going to be a very chilly day. Rain likely. Mixing with some snow showers. Again, I'm not overly convinced that we're going to see significant accumulation. A lot of that's going to lean on, can we, what's going to be the predominant precip type. And right now, I'm not sure I can lean one way or the other. So just something to be aware of. I'd say Wednesday night, Thursday night, kind of that time frame. This isn't going to be like a we're digging out kind of thing. I'm more concerned about driving, just some patchy, slick spots, that kind of stuff. So just, stay advised of the forecast, that kind of stuff. Where were we? Oh, Thursday's high is going to be around 40. Gusts, it's going to be 25 to 30 miles per hour. So it's going to be real blustery and cold. Not a fun day on Thursday. Thursday night, again, some scattered showers likely. Could be mixing in with some snow showers. And it's just going to be kind of like back and forth here and there. We'll have lows into the mid 30s and winds still around 20 to 25 mile per hour gusts Thursday night. Friday, again, we'll have some kind of light shower chances around. It is still going to be a chilly day, highs into the mid 40s and lows into the low 30s. Saturday, then brighter, partly sunny, highs into the lower 40s on Saturday. And highs in the mid 40s on Sunday. It should be partly cloudy. It does appear as we get into Thanksgiving week. All right. So that would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 25th, 26th, 27th. We should jump back into the near 50 degree range. That's what some of the blend of models are taking you here. I don't have eyeballs yet on Thanksgiving. We'll definitely have that in the next podcast. But it looks like at least those first few days, if you are traveling, it does look to be a bit warmer, and overnight lows will be just above freezing. So it'll be slightly above average, but definitely a significant chill coming our way here later this week. All right. And hopefully that kind of answers some of your questions. Again, just to kind of briefly recap, getting sharply colder starting Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, kind of the core of that coldest air. Really, Thursday and Friday will be the coldest days. And again, watch Wednesday night, Thursday into Thursday night, where there could be some wintry precipitation, either mixing in or fully, completely, changing or flipping that switch. And while I don't anticipate that we're going to get, significant accumulation here, it could be enough to make for some tough traveling, especially because it's the first one of the year. Okay. So let's just be aware of that. A lot of the model outputs, I'm not seeing anything more than, a half an inch. You go up into northern Indiana, there could be some higher amounts, central Michigan, that sort of thing. But here locally, again, it may be just enough for a glaze. So we'll keep you updated, but just something to be aware of if you are going to be doing some traveling, which most of us will be, since it will be a work day and a school day. All right, we will keep you updated, of course. We'll kind of wrap things up and talk about some monthly stats and much more. That's coming up next on Weather Week. All right, month to date for the precip. Boy, we turned things around in a hurry. A couple of weeks here consecutively where we've had some pretty good and healthy rains to kind of add to the bucket. 2.74 for the month in Indianapolis. That's rainfall. Normal value should be 1.85, so we're on the plus side of nearly 0.9 inches. Last year at this time, we only had 0.16. So in really good shape. Since September 1st, 4.86 inches of rainfall. We are still down. So this tells you how bad it had been prior to, the last couple of weeks. We are down 3.35 inches of rainfall, though we're better than last year at this time. 4.23 is where we were last year. And again, no snow officially in Indianapolis. We do usually average around an inch or close to an inch of snowfall for the month of November. All right, let's talk about the 8 to 14-day outlook. We already kind of went into the beginning part of Thanksgiving week. On a broad perspective, so this would be November 24th through the 30th. That would put us in Thanksgiving week, Black Friday, busy traveling, all that stuff. Heart of the country, including us here in the Midwest, pretty strong signal for above average temperatures. Now, does that mean we're going to be getting the 60s like we've been getting? No, but you got to keep in mind when you get to the end of November, the average high is in the upper 40s. And I already mentioned that we're going to have a few days that will be in the low to mid 50s. That counts as above average. Near normal precipitation, so no signs really showing either high or low on that. The drought monitor came out last week. We didn't really see any significant changes, which was a little bit shocking considering the rain that we picked up on Election Day. That wasn't factored into the last update. We are still technically in a severe drought, northern third of the state. Just below that, you've got kind of a thinner swath of moderate drought, places like Muncie, Anderson, so Delaware County, Jay, Randolph, mostly Hamilton County, Boone in the metro area. And then just below that, south of that is abnormally dry. So we've seen some improvement around the metro area in that regard. And then we did get some rain late week last week. So I would assume that we're going to get at least a little bit of improvement with that drought monitor status coming our way. Does not appear, I know we mentioned that it's going to be quite an active week here coming up. It does not appear that we're going to be getting a boatload of precipitation over the next 7 days. Estimates are saying around a half an inch of liquid precipitation around the metro area. This would take us through November 24th, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. rather. So over the next week, not a ton of precip, maybe closer to an inch of rainfall or precipitation, I should say. Let's say up around the Indiana Toll Road, right on the Michigan state line. So not some hefty numbers, but hey, again, we'll take whatever we can get at this point. We have certainly kind of turned the corner just a little bit there. All right. If you want to stay up to date with the forecast here, again, you can follow me on social media. I update that several times daily, especially if we get kind of into more of an active pattern where people are going to be paying a little bit more attention. On Facebook, it's Marcus Bailey Weather. I'll do Facebook Lives there if it does get hairy. I'm not anticipating that it'll be too treacherous, but if that changes, I will let you know. You can also follow along on X and Instagram at Marcus Bailey. We'll get you to those pages as well. You can get our forecast 24 hours a day, both on our website, wishtv.com/weather, and our free Storm Track 8 weather app. And you can catch my forecasts on the TV side, weekdays, Monday through Friday, on Wish TV Daybreak from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. Hope to see you there. While you're here, make sure to check out all the other great podcasts, all part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a wonderful week. We will talk to you soon, and God bless.
Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.